It starts with a wizard, he's old and he's wise, and though he is small, there is strength in his size. The Goliath from the west, he's not smart, but he's strong. The Flagon Slayers, this is their song. Now the warlock, he's lost all the memories he had, 'cause to deal with a demon went seemingly bad. And the druid on his quest to save the shadow plane, when you hear tortured souls, you'll remember his name. They're the Flagon Slayers, and this is their song. They're the Flagon Slayers, the adventure goes on. The cleric, she heals in the light of the moon. She wants to find purpose, it'll come someday soon. Then the rogue draws his sword, metals clashing again. When it comes to a duel, he will always win. They're the Flagon Slayers, they drink and they fight. They're the Flagon Slayers, by day or by night. They're the Flagon Slayers, and this is their song. They're the Flagon Slayers, the adventure goes on.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Flagon Slayers.
We're live.
We are live.
Yeah, I did.
Turn off the football manager, Zach.
Shit!
Did the live.
You caught me.
In the middle of a match. Hi everybody, welcome back. Happy New Year to all those who celebrate, and for those who don't, happy 2023, I guess, or zero, I don't know. In case you missed a few weeks ago, Caleb is going to tell you what happened.
Yeah. So last time, right before break, we had a couple things happen. Basically, Brady's character, Zygon, he had the kind of big moment in his storyline where he found his ancestors, basically... what's the actual name, Jacob?
Inalu.
Inalu, thank you. Inalu. He switched over from being a warlock of Fraz and Grazit, and took...
Frazit is their ship name.
Yes, Fraz and Graz. Frazit and the two...
What'd you say?
And
Their
so...
ship name.
He took his warlock pact and gave it to Inalu, and now Fraz and Grazit have asked him to come to a court hearing on their original contract with Zygon, which they believe he broke, because when it comes to warlocks, they have pacts and actual contracts that they signed. So that is currently what we've been preparing for. The last two episodes, we were back at our guild hall doing a couple little fun things that we were doing before Christmas, not trying to get into anything too crazy, but we were also preparing for what is going to be the court case when we go to Fraz and Grazit's in the Abyss.
There you go. He got there, ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between and outside. So, as I remember, you were also having a bit of a party.
Oh, yep.
And a bit of a meeting.
We had a meeting in a big old mansion.
It was a retreat.
That Anzu created.
It was a retreat.
And all the kobolds were running around catching chickens, and there was a pool and a feast and billiards. And we had a secret room under the pool where we had a meeting, trying to figure out our next steps.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And Thea asked Tasha about where the Zenith ritual would be, and we found out that it was the Stormcrest Mountains. So we have a direct location.
The east Stormcrest Mountains.
Yes.
Is it east or west? I think east.
It is the western side towards where Singorn is.
There we go. See, I knew that. We. West, east. Haha.
Yeah. So, we will pick back up there. Everybody is kind of the kobolds. Most of them have caught their chickens, and the ones who haven't are being made fun of. Bets have been paid out. You see mostly sad faces, but a few who are quite happy because you see a very small in stature kobold holding 2 chickens. And you see a bunch of people chattering, some throwing their hats on the ground. Overall, seems like somebody made it big. The pool is pretty empty, except for Garnash. Garnash, full speedo, is in the bottom of the pool, just walking on the bottom.
Nice.
Because that's how hippos swim. They can't actually swim.
Isn't the meeting room under the pool so we can look up and see him?
Is there a glass bottom to the pool, or like an
Yeah.
enchanted bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, you totally see right where, yep, Garnash is walking in a speedo. Just boom, 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 is going through. Anzu, I need you to make a perception check for me.
Let's see what Anzu perceives. Might perceive something, okay.
Oh.
Something could be perceived.
If he's perceiving it, nothing is worse than...
Do I perceive it?
Ooh, you do.
I perceive it.
There is a knock at the mansion door.
Kind of look through the people.
You'd have to go up to where the people is.
Runs upstairs.
I want to go to the people.
Okay, so everybody, as you guys kind of finish your conversation and everyone's kind of just like thinking and contemplating, you see Anzu perk up kind of like a dog who hears a noise and then just run up the stairs. Anzu, as you look through the peephole, you see a very well-dressed man with a very thin goatee. He's got a nice, like, beautiful finery. Like, it looks like there's like gold inwoven into his clothes. He's wearing a beautiful like leather coat on top of everything. And you see behind him a small creature who has small little devil horns, a beautiful cherub-like face, and is an imp. Just kind of floating behind him. I mean, you can answer the door if you want. Is this like vampire rules where if you...
I'm gonna do it Missouri style. I'm gonna go grab my shotgun from the mantle.
All right, you go grab your staff and ready fireball.
And then I'll slowly peek through the crack.
Okay.
What do you want?
Yes, we are here for the Flagon Slayers.
It is I, Flagon Slayer.
Well, then where are the rest of the Slayers?
In here.
Well, would we please be allowed to come in?
Who is we?
We is Quantorus, Bartholomew, Frontadelis, Harpins, Ponderellis, Bixley, Esquire.
Killing him right now. Instantly killing him.
And my partner and apprentice, Kip.
I'll call you
Damn it.
Kip and you Kippy. So anyway, what is your business here?
Well, as you see, good sir, you see an infernal scroll appears out of nowhere. He pulls out the smallest glasses you have ever seen, like super, super tiny, and puts them on the edge of his nose. I have been appointed by the court as the prosecutor for a contract negotiation case, and would like to take written statements of the parties involved.
And you must do this now?
Well, if there's a failure to execute, then you'll be, well, executed. It's all right here, and
Could you not
see he
execute
holds
it
out.
tomorrow?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, my dear friend. The case goes to court tomorrow, so I need to get the statements as soon as possible.
And you waited till the last second.
I am a devil, darling.
Yes, my mom told me I was too.
I'm sure she did. She told me that too.
Yes. Hold on, Kippy. Let me talk to everyone else.
You see, like, a very thin nerve is being struck as you are not referring to him in his full name.
What? Hold on. What was his first name?
Quintoris,
Okay.
Which
I don't
one?
want to hear the rest.
Bartholomew, Frontadelis, Harpins, Ponderellis, Bixley,
And what are
Esquire.
they? What are they?
This dude looks like a regular, like, human.
Okay. I know
The other one is
not...
Kip is definitely an imp.
Okay. I'm not up there yet, but I just want these for notes.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Does he look like a human, or when
He
Animus
looks human.
goes up to like inspect him?
Do you have true sight?
Yeah, sure.
No, you don't.
You said
looks...
sure.
Sure, yeah. DM, I do that?
Jacob, I'm like
Summon everyone to the
so
front
high level.
door.
Alright. Oh. Isn't this quaint? And he folds up his glasses and puts them in his pocket. Now, where are the rest of the Slayers?
Depends. Zygon could be viciously masturbating. Animus could be having a panic attack. Thea, oh, you don't want to know what Thea does.
You
on
see,
Thursdays.
as you say their names, Kip is taking notes about what you say they do.
Although Thea
These are all
does
normal
sometimes
things.
viciously masturbate over by the pool.
For all to see.
Good
Oh,
cheer.
no, she closes the door.
What of, we also have on records a Mr. Garnash, a Mr. Sophocles, among others. Are they all
Yes.
also present? We've
Don't
already
know.
discussed things with a Mr. Lochnar and a Mr. Braun.
Oh,
They were very forthcoming.
Oh, I'm sure Lochnar was. I'm sure he didn't want to eat you at all.
Well, he mentioned Kip briefly, to be completely honest. But his sensei master, I don't know exactly what their relationship is, persuaded him to drink more.
Oh, yes. Yes, everybody is here.
We'll start with the lower level members. Is there a room?
He's still in the foyer, right?
Yeah, he's still in the foyer. Foyer.
Can I get the
as you would
servants to
pronounce
go
it.
hide all of, like,
the chickens.
the kobolds and stuff while they're
Yeah,
in a separate
you can
room?
psychically transmit that to the
Okay.
servants.
Yeah,
and
I
you
want
see
them
a
all
bunch
hidden.
You see a bunch of, like, wisps of smoke, almost like small little clouds kind of floating through and starting to kind of herd the kobolds. Yes, we will start with the lower level members. Is there a room for which we can take our statements?
Should everyone just pop up in the? Can he do that?
Yes,
Just
I
pop up in
suppose.
the
Please
foyer?
come with
Yeah,
me.
he can.
I'm gonna take him to the sauna.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh. It's just like home, and you see he takes his leather coat off.
Oh yes, just like home.
Well, you see, I don't... Legal cases in the Hells are, well, quite numerous, and I rarely get out.
Yes, well,
They wouldn't let
Enjoy
me for
yourself, yeah.
years.
just don't viciously masturbate over there. That's what Sirius does it.
Oh. Well, I mean, if it's good enough for him.
It's just viciously masturbating.
Alright, would you please send in a, let me check my notes. Kip, please remind me. Mr. Ret.
Who? Rex? Did you say?
Yes, yes. He is a member of your motley crew, is he not?
Oh yes, he is. Bad bunch. Steel face, that guy. I'll go get him now. I'm gonna
So you
grab
go
him.
get Rex. Rex goes
Can I do
into
an insight check on him real quick before I go?
on Rex?
No, Kippy.
On Quintorus?
Yeah, Kippy.
Sure. What are you wanting to glean?
Is he actually sent here by the court to do what he said?
100%. You don't even need to roll that. You saw it on the stuff he gave you. 100% sent here by the court. He is the prosecutor in the case. You just met your opponent.
All right. I'm gonna get Rex. I don't really think there's much I can say about what's going on. So.
So you go up to Rex, who's taking a much-needed break. He's one of your most active members. You see him. You've actually never seen him without his armor on, so this is the first time you've seen that. He has scars all over his body. Claw marks, bite marks, sword slashes, like blunt force trauma that's healed weird, like just all over.
Oh dear God, he's the S type. You can't see him like this. Put on some clothes, boy.
Okay.
She's with a
What's this
vampire
about?
already. She doesn't need to be around you. You're a bad boy. Come on.
And you rush him into the sauna. The door closes. There is an arcane lock on the door.
Can I cast knock?
It opens. You see Quintorus. Ooh, who's a little cheeky? He turns it back
To be
on.
fair, it is my house.
To be fair, I am a officer of the law.
Yes, of course. Rex,
refuse entry.
Kippy Rex.
Nice to meet you. Mr. Zook makes jokes. My name is Quintorus Bartholomew Frontidelis Harpins Ponderellis Bixley, Esquire. And he holds out his hand, gently shakes Rex's. Well, Rex, please sit down. We have a few questions to ask you. Kip will be taking notes. Kip, say hi. Hi. Don't let that childlike behavior fool you. Kip is quite vicious in the courtroom. So, Rex, and the door closes once more. And it is soundproof. You cannot hear a word they are saying. What are you guys doing?
Go talk with Zygon.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get everyone together. I mean, it's not a secret or anything.
I mean, you guys are still in the meeting room, right?
Yeah, I'll just go to the meeting room then.
Okay, so you guys see Anzu run back down the stairs.
The prosecutor's here. He wants to interview everybody individually in the sauna.
You invited
I
them
told
to the
him
retreat?
what Cirrus does in there. Hypothetically, not literally.
What does it I hypothetically do?
Allegedly.
Something that no one would want to sit there and do.
Allegedly hypothetically.
Especially in a sauna. Can you imagine how terrible that would be? You're already sweating.
Adds a little bit of heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're all sweaty,
Yeah, everything's slippery, but not in a good way.
not in the good way.
I mean, viciously at that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what did they want, Anzu? What did you say?
Just gather statements from everybody. We are obligated to let them do it, or else they will kill us. Yes.
Aren't you allowed to cross-reference? Like, didn't they give you a list of witnesses that they've already gone and
Oh, yes,
gotten statements from?
Cross-examine is the word you're
Thank
looking
you,
for?
thank you, cross-examine. I'm
Yes,
not a
that's only-
lawyer.
That's during court proceeding, though. That
Braun. Those two have been interviewed already.
Surely Lochner's will be damning.
You haven't.
Yes, although he is incredibly drunk all the time.
Anzu,
I'm
did
a
they
little
give
worried.
did they give you a list though? Because this could be another place where we get them.
A list of what?
People that they've already talked to. They have to give a list of that.
No, they did not. Although you could ask for it when you go in there.
Depending on how Abyssal law works, we could have them there.
What were the vibes? Positive?
No. I mean, they are trying to actively destroy our lives. And he
Right.
seems very confident in doing so. His name is
I've
too
utmost
long.
faith in you.
Yes, thank you. His name is much too long for me to say in front of you, so I just call him Kippy. And then Kip is the small one next to him that takes notes.
Oh, the Kips.
Yes, the
The
Kips.
Kip brothers.
You guys see Garnash being beckoned out of the pool by Soph.
Can
Are
I
they-
get both of
are
them
they
to join us?
asking all of the guild?
Yes, every guild member.
Even the kobolds.
They don't know about the kobolds.
Prize witnesses. I like it.
Yes. I have them hidden in a separate room right now.
Wait, which room? I might have spent some time in one of these rooms.
Zygon, what have we said about that?
It's a retreat, damn it.
Love it.
Yep. Just waiting.
Well, do we all have our stories straight, I guess? What are they gonna ask? I don't know.
I'm not quite sure.
It is white eyes. How giant this document?
That is very big.
It's bigger than
That's a
my
Merca size right there. That's probably a medium.
I was gonna say, that's definitely average size.
Yeah.
They're talking
Child
to
size,
Rex
because it's
right
roughly the
now.
size of a child. I don't even think I've really spoken to Rex. What do you have to say about me?
His interview
I think
was
he mentioned that the word hero comes up a lot.
Well, then I'm glad he's on our side. He's one of the good ones.
Of course.
Should get a raise.
He should get a raise. We should give everybody a raise. I don't see why not. It's in the budget. We are now in the 1%.
You've been there for a while.
Reminds me, we need to go to Whitestone. Animus.
I know. Well, the issue is we can't right now because of the whole.
I know, when things are said and done.
Yeah. When things
But
are
we
said
need
and
to-
done,
we need to settle that out.
me and you going there.
It's fine. I don't need that broad anymore.
Okay.
Which one? The real one or the fake one?
Yeah, which one?
I'm being honest. The whole time I thought they were real.
Well,
But
that is.
should have listened to Animus. She was a hooah.
What?
I mean,
Who?
Hey, who
Did I-
She was a hooah.
Okay, Frank Reynolds.
Well,
I
I guess
give that energy.
they could probably just keep
Yeah.
it short and sweet. Go in, answer some questions, walk out.
Yeah, don't say anything more than you have to, right? Don't give them any more firepower. Yes and no answers.
Yes.
All that.
They just want to get to know you.
Oh, and to ask for
Oh,
a
I'm-
list.
Yes,
my-
Zach.
Is there a Fifth Amendment in this world?
You don't know. You're not the one who studied Abyssal law.
Question for the group.
I would also like to say that the Fifth Amendment protects you from self-incrimination. It does not necessarily protect you from incriminating others.
Right. Is there an Abyssal law? I'm not overly familiar with Abyssal law. Is there a protection that I don't know how to word this?
Self-incrimination.
Is there a self-incrimination protection written into Abyssal law.
Anzu, make a history check. We'll say also Animus make a history check.
24.
I want to say no.
I would
because
also
I
like to
love
know if you have to testify against your spouses. 'Cause we'll
Oh,
get
is
married
there
right now.
is there a spousal protection clause?
Mm-hmm.
No.
15.
Oh, fuck. I would have recommended that we all marry each other right now.
Well, also, I don't know what the stance on polyamory is in Taldore, so
Probably
I
pretty
couldn't
open.
tell you one way or
It's
the
fantasy
other.
times, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, we have a
Polyamory.
wonderful venue.
Elementary, really.
So, Anzu, you and Animus kind of compare notes and kind of put your heads together for the better part of 20 minutes going through Abyssal Law of what you know, kind of playing devil's advocate with each other, until you eventually conclude, while Zygon does not have to testify, the others do. They have to answer the subpoena. Now, on the stand, could they plead, they don't want to incriminate themselves? Yes. However, it depends on the person presiding over the bench. Because this is a bench trial, this is not a jury trial.
Can we also
And
say
how they would like that or not.
Can we also say we talked about or tried to remember if Anzu is supposed to get a list of witness and evidence?
He can if he requests it. It's on request. It's not given.
Anzu, you should request a list of witness and evidence when you go in to talk to them.
Yes.
Also, your lawyer cannot be questioned by the prosecution.
Anzu, you should just walk in there and ask them for
What if I have a team of
witness and
lawyers?
evidence.
Ooh.
Zygon,
So-
legally do it right now. Sign this. It just
If
says
you
I'm your
have-
lawyer.
if
That's
you-
all it says.
If you have a team of lawyers, they might argue that you are intentionally using that statute as protection from being incriminated.
But hold on.
I resent those
Would it-
accusations.
Would it be, I guess, an obstruction
You see,
to interview the niece
Soph
of the lawyer?
going to be interviewed. Interviewing the niece. No,
Of the
she's not the
lawyer.
lawyer.
But
We should-
it's an interest of conflict. Conflict of
Fuck.
interest.
Yep, an interest of conflict.
Sometimes
They are
we
very-
word dyslexia.
Conflict
Yeah.
of interest.
Yeah.
You could bring that up on grounds during the trial. You
Fuck
could
yeah,
you
I
could
will.
potentially have Thea's testimony thrown out, but
Fuck yeah.
we'll see.
Andrew, you're the lawyer
nothing.
here. Should we be questioning anybody that's gotten out while they're switching between people to see what they found out?
Oh yes, we can bring Rex in here.
Well, so now Garnash is like, so they have interviewed everyone but Soph and Rupert.
Can we bring in Garnash and Rex?
Are they bringing Rupert in? Can they find Rupert?
They can't
Let's
find
find
him.
him.
They can't
I
find
can't
him.
even find him.
I can't even.
When a
he
vampire
has
doesn't
something.
want to be found, they tend to not be found.
He has a thing, and he has a thing that I gave him a long time ago, and I don't know where that thing is now.
Now
Can
we
we
know
bring
the
Rex?
reason Animus doesn't like Rupert is because
Rex
of the
and
lover's
Garnash.
triangle.
Yeah. I have
Was
a
it
thing
herpes?
for avoidant men.
Give him herpes.
So you go and ask. You have the spectral servants bring Garnash and Rex down. Garnash immediately notices the see-through pool. So got a little bit of a show, huh?
Yes.
My apologies.
No apologies.
I
Thank you, if anything.
An
If the
absolute-
public weren't here, I probably would have gone nude as is custom.
And you know what? That would have been completely fine with us.
So how's
you
it
don't
going,
want
boss?
to know what
do
we do
you
in this room.
what's with the fancy man?
We need to know what he said to you.
Oh well, he was just asking me like what kind of person Zygon is, if I knew about some of the quests you guys had gone on. That's about it though. If we had any what Zygon's business dealings are, things like that. Nothing too serious from what I could glean. Also, I run the day-to-day stuff, so I don't know the adventures that you guys get up to. Soph might know a little bit more, though. I know you guys kind of talk to him sometimes.
I'm gonna try and get Animus's testimony thrown out too, because he is the student of a best friend.
Okay.
Really reaching.
That is
No, there's a lot of
That's why he's a
Massive.
damn good lawyer.
And
He's,
wait.
he's
Connections.
Andrew,
bringing muck up. That's why he's here.
Andrew, hold
It's like
on.
my cousin Vinny.
It's just reminding me of like in Arrested Development whenever George Bluth makes Lucille the CEO of the company because he's like they can't try a husband and wife for the same crime.
I will get married to Zygon right now.
There's no spousal protection under Abyssal law. Doesn't matter. Which means...
Andrew,
No, we just want to do it.
yeah, we were just gonna do it so that
We just have love and we want to affirm it in front of our friends.
We will elope in
Yes.
the abyss.
yep, eloping in the
What a
abyss.
great honeymoon
And
spot.
then we can legally be a throuple because, number one, his wife and him got married on a different plane, and then we got married in the abyss. So it's
that's
two
not-
different planes, and that's
Yeah,
how
but
that
you're
works.
only married on the Abyss. You're not married in the Prime Material Plane.
Right? So we go on trips to the abyss together.
We take little weekend getaways.
Anzu, I would like to say we could technically sign me over as a lawyer because I have studied abyssal law, so it could be an argument that you could make me a lawyer not in a way to protect me from giving a statement, but because I already have information that could help anyways.
You will be my paralegal.
Yeah, you'll be the Kip
That's the correct
to
term.
his Kippy.
Though I also could make
Go
a
to
good
my
statement
kip.
for him, so...
You guys hear the sound of very nice leather boots coming down the stairs.
All right, boys, whip him out.
Everybody's just vigorously masturbating.
You think that's gonna bother this guy? He's seen everything.
My God.
I don't do that kind of thing, so...
So, we have talked to all the guild members, but the Fabulous Five. Please, Mr. Kip, please give me the notes. You see Kip going through just mountains of notes. He hands the name over. That can't be right, Kip. Kip whispers in his ear. Serious Ambition. Oh wait, excuse me. Serious Ambition.
That's me.
That you can't be serious. Your parents
No, I'm
must
not
either
serious.
very much love you or very much hate you.
I'm not serious.
We require your statement, please.
Okay.
How many of us did you say there was earlier?
Well, according to our records, we have a Turk, a Garnash, a Rupert, a Rex, a Stefan, a Soph, a Braun, a Lachnar, miscellaneous kobolds, but we will not require their testimony, and Linares.
Oh, you're missing a Joe.
Is it Joe Mama? Trust me, you're gonna have to wake up much earlier to get me with something like that. Yeah, Caleb.
Is Steph still underrated, Stefan? Or, sorry, fucking me. Underage. I'm eating and I'm not.
He is...
Underrated?
So to Minotaurs, he is not a minor, but to, like, the general law of the Prime Material Plane, yes, he is a minor. They were well aware of that, though.
I would assume they got him stuff from his,
Yeah.
like, permission from
Yeah, from his mom. Yeah, she's not happy that her son is being questioned by legal presences from the Nine Hells. But we also have, I'm assuming you want the witness list that we've been working with.
Yes.
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 All right. We have contacted a Mr. Therion, We have contacted Zygon's wife and daughter. We've received testimony from both of them as well. We have also requested the presence of a few different deities, but we have not heard back. We have questioned a Mr. Mathis. He was very, very forthcoming. A Genevieve, we've discussed with her. She was slightly difficult to locate, but we have our ways, right, Kip? We've also talked to, we've used necromantic magics to speak to Zygon's deceased family. We will also afford you those services if you wish to talk to them. We've also talked to a Duchess of Wildmount named Shavira. We aren't quite sure.
What the fuck?
But yes, we are very thorough.
My mortal enemies. Those are great character references. This should.
Oh, she was a
such
glowing character witness.
Oh.
Oh. But you have access to all of them. We have put them on notice that they may be called to testify. And we have given them, your good member Garnash can show you. You see Garnash holds up a small pendant. If we require them to testify, no matter where they are in any of the planes, whether mortal, immortal, dead or alive, they will be transported to the courtroom to testify, and once their testimony has been recorded by the court, they will be let go and sent back to wherever it is they were residing before being summoned. We have also spoken to a few miscellaneous people of note that were helped by Zygon in his quest, and others who claim of desecrations of grave sites. We have a few eyewitnesses for those. Many other things, but you have access to all of them. You see, the list is over 200 people long. Most likely, most of them will not be called, of course, you know, this being a big city lawyer, but
Do you have statements?
it is good to be thorough. We have statements from all of them that you can review at your request.
I request.
You are not a lawyer.
I have been made a paralegal by Anzuzuk tonight.
Yes.
Do you have legal documentation stating thus?
Yes, I do.
May I see it?
It says I am a lawyer, signed by Anzuzuk and...
There's no notary on this. I suggest you go get that done.
I
Please
request
request this.
them.
Yeah.
As a lawyer with a notarized lawyer degree.
Yes, that's what those are called, yes.
I'm so fucked.
You had many choices, all I was saying.
I'm so fucked.
It's like
It's over.
it's like the Curb Your Enthusiasm music starts playing as you're listening. It just does a slight zoom in on Zygon as everything else fades out.
He looks at the camera. I'm fucked.
Well, looks like I'm fucked.
But as I was saying, Mr. Cirrus Ambition, we require your testimony.
Alright, I believe my lawyer is allowed to be present. Yes?
If you so desire, who's your lawyer?
Andu.
Lovely. Yes, he is allowed in the sauna.
Nice.
Thank you, Kippy.
This is gonna be amazing.
Thank you for reminding me. I have not properly introduced myself. I am Quantorus Bartholomew Frontadelis Harpins Ponderellis Bixley, Esquire. At your service.
Mr.
It's
Esquire.
the Barth in me that gets me every time.
Yeah.
It's
I
just-
would like to remind you what Cirrus does in there. Might be
Yes, we
quite a
found
bit
the
of a shame.
stains.
Ah.
Kip brings a black light. It's very thorough. You find
Cirrus
so many
keeps his
different
balls
things.
full.
Good to know. Please come with me. He walks up the stairs. You guys
That's
follow.
our ranger.
Our ranger. He's always at full draw, if you know what I mean.
Well,
Oh boy.
He's a
Full quiver.
He's a quick shot.
Like quiver is coming. Yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
there's so much to do.
new meaning to bramble shot.
There's just too many. There's too many.
Seeing Abby's reactions is awesome.
Cody, we don't like this, huh?
So, you guys go into the sauna, and as the door closes, you see the sauna changes. Anzu, this is not supposed to be able to happen. It changes into just a normal, like, deposition room, basically. Just a little bit warmer. Alright, this is Quantorus, Bartholomew, Frontidalis, Harpins, Ponderosa, Bixley. It is currently 10:30 on the previous day mentioned in the other statements taken today. Kip, my assistant, is taking notes. We are here questioning a Mr. Cirrus Ambition with his lawyer, Anzu. This can't be right.
Oh, yes, it is.
Anzu Zig Zook, Esquire.
As
So, are we ready to begin, gentlemen?
Yes.
yes.
Very well. Would you please state your name, rank within the guild, and age for the record, please?
I look at Anzu for a confirmation nod that I'm allowed to answer this.
Ooh,
My name
this is not looking good for you. All I'm saying.
This is looking
My
great.
name is Cirrus Ambition. I am
The ranger.
Ranger. I am
He is a colonel
Colonel.
within the ranks.
Oh my
I'm Colonel.
Use military systems for your rankings in the guild.
Colonel Ranger Series.
No, just him.
We will take note.
We're super hooked. It's all over.
You thought this was a Zygon story? This is an Anzu story.
God. We thought it was gonna get serious.
No, Cirrus.
Colonel Cirrus Ambition of the Flagon Slayers, home plane.
Excuse me, sir. That is Colonel Cirrus.
Yes, that is in the record now. Thank you.
I am from the Feywild.
Can you give an approximation of where in the Feywild, please, sir?
Over yonder.
Ah, over yonder. Lovely this time of year.
Yes.
So, we're just going to ask a few simple questions. Very, very easy. Would you please describe your relationship with a Mr. Zygon Roost?
We are best friends.
Okay. Would you care to elaborate on that? You can stage whisper and give him direction if you would like.
No, that's a stage whisper.
Okay.
No.
You are taking your right to not incriminate, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Alright. We will continue then. How long have you known Zygon Roost?
I would invoke that.
No comment.
Very well. Are you aware of Zygon's behavior while under the contract with the Lords of the Abyss, Grazit, and Frazoglu?
That should be irrelevant to the contract.
I believe that is irrelevant.
I will deem what is irrelevant and not, sir. Thank you. Please answer the question.
No.
You are his best friend, and you are unaware of any deeds in which he has committed in which you have been present for.
Correct.
All right.
I like this.
Are you aware of Zygon Roost's past deeds of grave robbery, desecration of a corpse, illegally interplanar traveling, and public urination?
No.
No comment.
Comment. No comment. No. No. Mm-mm.
No comment.
Are you aware of Zygon Roost's contract and its terms?
No.
You've never discussed them, both publicly or privately, with Zygon or anyone else as a part of the Flagon Slayers.
We have never discussed them publicly.
We have never discussed them publicly.
Have you discussed them privately?
No comment.
No comment.
Are you aware of Zygon's requirement to find the Abyssal World Soul?
Maybe not.
No comment.
Listen, gentlemen. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this case. You are in no legal or bodily jeopardy whatsoever. I would request that we be a little bit more honest with each other. And take that into consideration. Now, Mr. Sears, I believe I have one more question. Are you aware of who the Abyssal World Soul is, or has Zygon Roost made it evident to you who the Abyssal World Soul is?
No.
Well, I believe this was quite productive. Thank you so much, gentlemen. If you would please, Mr. Zook, bring Animus in for testimony.
Jacob, I have a question.
Yeah?
Would I know, or when me and Anzu were discussing the whole thing, would I know that if I became a lawyer, my statement would then get thrown out?
If it was taken prior to you becoming a lawyer, it will not be thrown out.
Is that how that works?
That is how this works.
We don't have a notary in the guild.
No, you do not.
I'm running to get a,
You're fleeing?
to get a
Please
notary. No, I'm
Please
not. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just walking upstairs.
How do we get someone certified very quickly?
Ugh.
Yeah, is there like an online application I can fill out real quick?
Is it on Wizardpedia?
Does Mathis have the ability to notarize?
Mathis is a notary.
Of course.
While
I could
Sirius,
teleport you to Mathis real quick.
while Sirius was in his thing, could we have...
You have about 5 minutes.
Thea, can you quickly possibly ask Mathis to come here so I can get notarized as a lawyer?
Come to this extra planar space.
No, just right outside of it, and then I'll go let him in.
You don't have the ability to let someone in, only Anzu does.
Yeah,
And you would know that.
but I can let a servant let him in.
You basically, Anzu can make a mental note of who is allowed in, and Mathis can be added to that list.
Could I have could I have told him while he was like walking out, like, hey, let Mathis in?
We will say you didn't because you did not think of it, but Thea could send him a quick message to do so.
I was trying to get notarized, but I didn't want to like break this up. I didn't think of Mathis at the time.
We'll say while Cirrus and Anzu are doing this, you guys are having the discussion of Mathis and his notarizing.
Okay. Alright, Thea, if he can just teleport to the area outside, and then when Sirius is done, Anzu can come out, let him in.
Where did we set this up again?
You guys are in the guild hall.
Okay, that's what I thought. I guess. Nope. I don't know that.
Oh, I can walk out, can't I?
Yeah, you can
walk
go
out
back
and walk
and
back
yeah,
in.
you can go
Oh,
back
okay.
in.
Yeah, I'll just tell him. Just tell him to meet me in the guild hall, like teleporting right now.
I'm beginning to worry that I won't have any good character references if none of us speak.
Oh, you're right. I can just. I'll make this easy. I'll go speak to them.
I'll send a message to Mathis.
Okay.
It's the Animus was wondering if you could come notarize his lawyer degree.
Sorry, what? His lawyer degree.
Lawyer degree.
I'll send
From
another-
where? DeVry University?
I have to pry here.
I'm in the middle of a council meeting. Is this urgent?
Yeah.
I think my statement will help him. It's okay, Atia. You can tell him it's not urgent.
Will it? Will
I
your statement
mean,
help him?
You guys did
Get
a
him
lot
here,
of
get
him
shitty
here
things
right
together.
now. Get
It's
him here
probably
right now.
better-
Get him here right now. Hold on.
Yeah, remember the time that like
We don't need to
you
remember
guys-
times. Hold on.
See, I don't know who Zygon Roost is, so
Good luck on the stand with that, buddy.
I have
Good luck.
never heard his last name.
I believe you experienced the life of his father.
I've never asked about names.
I don't
I
know
was his
people.
mentor.
I've never inquired about names or last names. I barely know Caleb's middle name, and he actually is my best friend. Much less Zygon's last name.
Using
Ranger.
yourself as a player as an example is not fair.
Sirius probably wouldn't know that either, though.
To be fair, probably not.
Sirius probably wouldn't
You
know
get
a lot of
another,
those questions.
Thea. You get another sending back from others. Is this urgent?
Animus says it's the most urgent thing he's ever asked.
Well, he's mildly dramatic.
It could
Fine. I will be there post haste.
All right, Jacob.
Guild Hall. Thanks.
All right, you guys finish your interview, and your Animus is being requested.
I would have run upstairs and gone out into the guild hall. I would have already had something drafted in the time that we have been sitting here.
Okay. You hear inside, we are looking for a Mr. Animus, sometimes referred to as the Screeching Soul. Does anyone know? Has anyone seen him? Does anyone know where he is?
Is Mathis here?
Yeah, I know him. I'm gonna distract.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Roost, I know that you.
But how
are
do
aware-
you know him? Friend of a friend.
I merely know him as a person I need to question for the proceedings of the court.
Good guy to question. Good guy.
Make a deception check.
Dirty 20.
Mr. Roost, Animus is not the one on trial here. You are. I do not care of which his character can be questioned or expunged. Now,
I just thought.
please,
I mean,
do
I
you
thought
know
it was
where
kind
he
of your
is?
thing, was knowing people's character. So I thought you deserved to know.
Do you know where he has gone?
Oh, you know, he's around here somewhere. Surely, if you just give him another moment or two, he'll be right back.
Animus, you hear a knocking on the guild hall door.
I opened the door because I'm already standing at it. Mathis. Mathis, sign this.
Hi.
Ollie,
What
sign
is
this.
the urgency?
Sign this.
What
Zygon's
is it?
going...
I'm not going to randomly sign something.
I know. Mathis. Zygon's going on trial. They're trying to use me as a witness. I am...
This says I am lawyer.
No. That was my old one. I scratched that part out.
There's a five gold pieces.
There's a whole paragraph. Animus actually can
Your
write
degree
something
is
out.
defunct. If you use this they will question this
No,
in
it's not.
court.
It's not a degree. It's not a degree. It says that I studied law and I'm a paralegal studying under Anzuzuk.
Does Anzu have a legal degree?
Anzu's allowed to be a lawyer whether he has a legal degree or not.
That is shaky at best, guys. Come on.
If he can be a lawyer, I can be a lawyer too. I have at
Anyone
least-
can say they're fine. Signs it. Gone.
We like
Also, has he
interrupted
already
some
been
serious-
questioned? Yeah.
Animus practices bird law.
Interrupted some like
It's
some
like a
serious
bird. He
board
is
meeting
literally
about
a
what to do
bird
with
lawyer.
the city's money for
I-
to come here.
Jago, I would say I have studied at schools throughout my travels from. One
I've
to
studied
south.
at colleges, Caleb. That doesn't make me a lawyer.
I've
I'm
studied
saying it
at
makes me a
schools
lawyer.
before.
I'm saying I could say I studied somewhere.
That's sure.
Sign that.
Makes him a lawyer's assistant.
Sign that down right there. Training. In training.
And then are you gonna go back in now?
Yeah, I walk back in.
Make sure it's dry.
Oh, my stomach! It was hurting so bad. Oof,
Oh,
those chickens.
Would you please come with me, sir?
Oh,
Kobolds are friendly, but man,
I can come with you, but as long as you get
Okay.
someone else that you're questioning.
May I see your legal documentation? saying
Here's
that
my
you're a
legal
lawyer?
documentation that says I am a lawyer.
You're a lawyer's assistant. You're not a lawyer. The protection is only for lawyers.
Paralegal.
Paralegals are not lawyers.
Yes,
It's
they
on my
are.
legal team.
Yeah, legal team.
how does
If
that-
you wish,
No.
if you wish to use that defense, I will allow you to use that defense in court. I will not ask for your testimony today, but do know that I will be challenging this in court.
Is that not allowed in this
in the
world?
kangaroo court that you're running.
I assure you, you have nothing to worry about, Mr. Roost. You will have a very fair and expeditious trial.
Is that not allowed in this world?
Which world are we talking?
No, it's just Caleb asking.
Okay, what are you asking?
So if I'm like in a apprentice or like a training.
The big thing that's hinging on this is if Anzu is legally a lawyer.
Ah. Okay. So, but
Get Mathis back here.
Mathis is a administrator of the law. He could technically be your lawyer if you so desired.
That's
I think
probably
it'd
good.
Make Anzu
Too
my
late
lawyer?
for that.
he probably could have made both of us apprentices to him.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Technically, he could have done all of you, but that would be very shaky because they would have looked at the date of the documentation, and
Can I run
Yeah.
after Mathis?
he's back at the council meeting.
No! Mathis, come back! Mathis,
No, we can do another like.
Mathis, did you put your name in the column?
emergency.
Also not in the book. Kinda.
Would if I gave the statement, and
Mhm.
but I already showed them that I was a lawyer. So that
Mhm.
statement now, if I decide that that statement doesn't work,
Mm.
that
Well,
would
defined statement doesn't work.
So it just doesn't work.
like they can't use it in court because I already.
If
gave
you
them-
okay, so you can waive your right as legal counsel and give a statement, but if you do that, they can submit it into court.
Andrew, do I just give a statement or should I just be a lawyer? Which one do you want? Actually, I'll ask both of you. Saigon and Enzo. Which one do you want me to do?
While you're making your decisions, I believe
Sidebar.
I will question. That is a very good legal word. I see you're learning quite quickly. I will question Thea, as she is referred to by the guild members. While you're doing your discussion, Anzu, you may join us whenever you are ready.
Thea, call Mathis back. Thea, get him back here right now.
Oh, Mathis.
Call Mathis. Get him back.
I'm
It's even more urgent than before.
And tell him what?
Ring ring progresso.
here. I will cast sending to Mathis.
Andrew,
Okay.
Get him
While
back.
you guys are doing your sidebar, Thea is being escorted into the sauna.
Goodbye, Thea.
I will walk in there
Just-
after
I'm
I
just
cast
fondly
it.
remembering all of the great times that we've had.
Are you sure
How
about
friendly
that?
we've always been.
Are you sure about that?
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to remind you.
What is your sending, Anzu?
Hi, Mathis. Anzu, the lawyer here. Please help us. You must be our lawyer. Your time has come. ASAP. That's one. That's one.
You just said that's one, that counts.
we'll take it.
if you could hear hands being rubbed on temples through sending. Anzu, as I have stated before, I am at a council meeting. What legal issue have you gotten yourselves into?
Fraud.
Zygon might get executed if we lose this legal trial against some issues with his contract regarding the people that give him his powers, demons and devils, and he may have signed with a new deity.
I am not well versed in Abyssal law, but I do have a friend who owes me a favor.
Oh. We could use it right now.
I will contact them after the council meeting. I would suggest, as of now, as a legal advice between friends, be very careful what you say, and be even more careful who says it.
Alright, I'm gonna bust in the sauna. No comment.
No comment. I walk in after him.
The sauna is getting quite stuffy. Be careful of the masturbation corner. Very well. Ma'am, would you
There's
please
just like an
state
outline
your
of serious.
full name?
The wood
Your
is
full,
just like...
legal name, along with any houses or other such things that you're affiliated with, your plane of birth, your rank or or position within the guild, and approximate age, for the record, please.
Fiala Phelan Quinrell, 104. I think I own the guild.
Senior cleric.
Currently
Senior,
does. I think she...
Senior cleric.
Would she know she owns the guild right now?
Very well. Well, thank you so much for being here. May I refer to you as Thea?
Please.
Yes. Thea, we're here to just ask a few questions concerning your relationship with a Mr. Zygon Roost. You may know just as Zygon. He is, you've known him for some time now, correct?
Believe so.
How long would you approximately say that you have known Mr. Roost?
Year and some change.
All right. Is it true that you and Mr. Roost have had squabbles in the past?
Before we begin, may I know my rights?
You have the right to an attorney, as you clearly have demonstrated you know. You do not have to incriminate yourself in any illegal or illicit activities. That does not include if you know of any illegal or illicit activities in which Zygon has participated. You are also allowed a copy of the notes that we take today.
Love that.
And you are allowed to modify your testimony during the trial if you believe it will cause perjury or irreparable damage to your character.
All right.
I also would like to say your lawyer should have advised you of those previously.
I advised her to say that, bitch.
He said he's...
I advise you to not talk so much while we're keeping record.
Off record.
You can't do... That's not how that works.
I look at Anzu and I go, no comment. Stop talking.
No comment.
Jacob, what are the charges that we read when they originally gave it to us, and we sat there and looked over everything?
So the charges are breach of contract, and then that goes into what he did to break the contract and the punishment for break of contract. There's also a few miscellaneous charges of breach of contract through different activities, which you can go deeper into if you wish.
I would, because I'd want to know if certain questions they're asking, like some of the questions they asked Sirius seemed very
Alright, so...
not to do with the contract at all.
They state that Zygon has not acted expeditiously to find the World Soul, considering that he learned of World Souls quickly after meeting the group, and that the correlation between Kinkus and World Souls calls into question why he has been associating with a Kinku for so long, if he has tried to investigate whether that Kinku is a World Soul, if they are the Abyssal World Soul, and acquisition of weapons unbecoming of his station, fraternization with a cleric of the Moonweaver, fraternization with a cleric of the Dawnfather, fraternization with multiple paladins and clerics of the Platinum Dragon, discovering and then operating in effect as a representative for other demons and or celestial beings without proper authorization by his contract holders, carrying objects that which he should not have, i.e. the Platinum Dragon statuette, and the list goes on, and I can read it further if you wish.
Those sound a little silly to me.
And we got a copy of his contract that we already pasted in the chat, and then also showed in the last.
Yep.
But none of that contract says that he...
And editor Caleb needs to put it up about now.
I put it in the last... Hold on.
Yeah, but some people maybe... It's been a while since they've seen it.
I might be able to do this real quick.
It's been a while.
You don't have to put it up now. Editor Caleb can put it up later.
Oh, there we go. It's up.
Okay.
Magic of editing.
Now, back to our questions. Thea, are you currently a cleric of the Moonweaver?
Uh-huh.
Yes. May the record state she confirmed this by saying, uh-huh. Yep, right side down. Has your deity ever requested you to investigate Zygon in any way, shape, or form?
Not that I'm aware.
Have you ever investigated Zygon in any way, shape, or form in suspicion of nefarious activity?
I mean, complicated question.
You have all the time you need to answer.
He always gave me bad vibes. I don't think it was... And we're always together. I don't think I had to investigate much.
Can you define bad vibes, please?
Bad vibes.
You cannot define a word with the word. May you please elaborate on what you consider to be bad vibes in relation to Mr. Zygon Roost?
Perhaps demonic in contrast to my more divine aura.
And yet you've traveled with him for a year and some change.
I've also traveled with these other weirdos.
Yes, but these other weirdos, besides current legal counsel, are not in contract with demonic forces.
I also didn't know what the nature of his contract until very recently.
But you did see his powers in action, correct? Through countless battles?
I suppose.
Did you not ever suspect demonic origin for his powers when they gave off sulfurous emissions, when he literally threw his enemies through the pits of hell? None of that rang alarm bells for you whatsoever?
You don't need to answer that. That has to do with you. That doesn't have to do with Zygon.
I'm merely just wanting to know how she views the character of Zygon. That's all I wish to know.
Bad vibes.
I mean...
She made her comment. Next question.
Is this the opinion of the questionee?
his nature was pretty apparent to me immediately. However, when I first started hanging out with these weirdos, there was no goal in mind.
Mm.
I wasn't doing anything specific.
All right. I have a few follow-up questions from that. Do you believe that Zygon knew of your affiliation with the Moonweaver?
I mean, I've never been the most devout and loud of her followers, but I didn't hide it either. Possible, but I don't
So
think he cared about it.
would you assume that he did know of your connection, or at least a loose connection to the Moonweaver?
I suppose, but he never really liked me that much anyway, so I don't think he cared.
All right, all right. Also, circling back, you said that when the group formed, there wasn't much of a goal or a thing that you were doing. You were more just kind of adventuring for the sake of things. Am I correct in assuming?
We met in a tavern, what can I say?
Very well. As you progress, you seem to have done well for yourself. You are the owner of this guild hall, after all. At any point, did Zygon speak to you or try to ascertain the location or the identity of the Abyssal World Soul?
Not specifically the Abyssal one.
Will you elaborate on that, please?
We looked for world souls in general.
And was the purpose of that to fulfill Zygon's contract?
I don't think he knew the details of his contract.
So, your stumbling upon world souls was more of an accident than it was purposeful.
Correct.
Do you know who the Abyssal World Soul is?
Not for sure, no.
Do you recall any conversations that you had with Zygon about the Abyssal World Soul?
Not until recently.
Define how recently.
Last few weeks.
2 days ago.
Which one is it?
Oh, I was telling Abby as Caleb.
I mean, he's not wrong, but I feel like we've been talking about it a lot more within the last few weeks as we've uncovered the details of his contract.
Did you notice a change in behavior once Zygon became aware of his contract?
Not really. He's still same dickhead he was before.
And to that point, I have just a few more questions. Thank you for being so forthcoming. The others have not been. This is refreshing. Do you recall the theft of Lord Grazet's pleasure barge?
Theft.
That's Abby laughing, Matt. Pleasure barge.
It's his pleasure barge. That's what he refers to it as. Lord Grazet has his pleasure barge.
Theft. Did we steal it?
That's so dumb. That's funny.
Did we steal
No comment.
his barge?
No comment. Well, I have multiple testimonies that say that you and your compatriots contracted a airship to travel, I believe, to either Vasselheim or somewhere in the greater continent, and that a mutiny occurred in which you stole Lord Grazet's pleasure barge and then crashed it. I'm safe in saying those statements?
That's an incorrect statement, yeah.
That doesn't feel right.
No, it's incorrect.
Well, then please, correct the record, please.
Jacob, his pleasure barge wasn't the airship, was it?
It was, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, was it really? It's been so long.
We didn't
I don't
steal
think
it.
we
We didn't steal it.
we didn't
I
steal
thought we had a whole
it.
conversation.
I think we
I thought we made a whole
won
deal.
something.
We hired a captain, and we were flying. And while we were flying, a Shavira was fighting cloud giants, and that took our ship down, crashed the ship, and we
I was gonna say, I
all
thought we
landed
made a
on an
deal.
island.
To make it.
And the
made it-
captain died in that crash, so we never stole it. We were on a legally bound
Yeah.
ship. And we probably
I
still
thought-
have documents for that, realistically, as a guild.
I thought it was very above board. From what I remember, we made a deal with a captain on that ship to fly us, and then we were thrown out of the sky by an ancient green dragon.
All right, we will investigate that further. Moving on to the crash.
Yeah, the one where I was impaled.
Oh, yes, we'll add that to the record.
Wasn't fun.
Can you please state who was present at the crash site?
Like on the island that we crashed on?
Yes, when you crash landed, who were the survivors?
Group.
It's all of us.
Specificity is key here.
Oh my god. I'm
Not
sorry,
serious.
Jacob, not doing that.
Not Cirrus, Ad, Lochnar, and Braun.
Yeah, Cirrus wasn't there at this point.
Lochnar.
Yeah,
Braun there.
so
Lochnar and Braun. All right. We have testimony from both Braun and Lochnar of a sand castle being built. Can you please speak to that?
Zygon built a sandcastle.
Yes.
He was
And what
engaging
happened?
with-
What happened to this sand castle?
I tried to draw a dick on it,
And
then it fell apart.
and what was Zygon's reaction to this sandcastle being accidentally destroyed by Phallus?
Alright. I believe he had gone on a walk and found something he found interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Took me there,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was stuck in a never-ending hell space with some weird little bat demon.
Is the weird little bat demon Nogganize?
Mm-hmm.
We have also received testimony as such. Did you perceive? I'm sorry, that is part of the witness list that you can reference if you ever. so
Hold on.
desire.
Hold your question, Thea. Anzu checked the witness list. Checked what statement brings up Nogganize.
Did you talk to Narganize? Tell
It's
him I
on the
hate
witness
him.
list.
Oh, I hate him.
Anzu, make a investigation check for me.
Investigation check. Rolling. A 19.
19. The list is in alphabetical order. Narganize is on the list.
Objection to that, Thea. I do not believe you need to answer that because Narganize was directly trying to torture you, meaning that any statement from him should not have been taken because he was trying to do you harm. And have...
If we are going to throw out all of the witnesses that have either been harmed or done harm, the witness list will be quite small.
Well, we're talking about a deity.
Abyssal
trapped
law does not care in
the
the
bag on her head?
slightest. Yes, she does. So, Thea, you mentioned that Zygon took you to this location. Do you believe he took you there to trap you in retaliation for his sandcastle?
I think he's an asshole, but I don't think he had any idea what was gonna happen there.
Do you think he was aware of any of the magics that were at this temple?
No, I think he thought, I see some moons in here.
Hmm.
Let's see what's up with that. She might know.
Did he try to save you?
I think he reached out a little bit, but I don't think he tried that hard.
Very well. I believe that's all the questions we have. Thea, thank you so much.
You sure that's it?
Well, if any more comes up, we'll ask during the trial. You are dismissed. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Kippy.
You know that's wrong. Now, Mr. Animus.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you one more time. Would you like to give your statement before the trial?
I look over at Anzu.
No.
This is off the record, gentlemen. We have not yet recorded the record. And as a prosecutor of over 500,000 cases of contract breach, it's not looking great. I would suggest finding a real lawyer very, very quickly.
Sorry, my glaucoma is acting up.
Now, if both of you would like to make statements for the court, I will take them now, and I will be on my way. We have a few other people to get to, as you can see on the list. Or, I will call you to the stand during the trial.
During trial.
Oh, also, would you like to, as I'm sure the legal counsel needs to know, do you want to know who is the presiding judge?
Yes.
Very well. I will get you that information shortly. Kip. Now, I will be here for another 5 minutes. If you wish to make a statement, I will take it. If you do not, I will see you tomorrow.
I do not.
Very well. What of you, Animus?
Currently, I am an apprentice to Anzuzuk. Therefore, do not need to make a statement about Captain Zygon on this matter.
All right, very well. I love easy cases. So, I will see you all bright and early in the Abyss tomorrow morning. Please dress appropriately as you are being lawyers of the court. Adieu. Let's see here. He begins to walk out. Puts his coat back on. Takes one more look. Goes over to you, Zygon. Zygon, when you arrive in the Abyss, this is just a little advice from me. Since your lawyers seem to be mildly inept at best, they will bind you in chains that will strip you of all your magical abilities, and they will presume your guilt. It is your job to prove your innocence. Now, the judge is from the Feywild, so take that as you will. He has been given the appropriate magical ability / documentation to preside over such case, and he will be your ultimate judge. I don't expect this to take too long. And, I mean, you might have a fighting chance for a few decades, but your body will eventually decay, and someone will eventually find you and slay you. And then you'll be stuck in the Abyss.
And trial by combat isn't an option.
It is always an option in the Abyss. But, once
Say
again,
pack a lunch. I don't know if it'll be as short as you think.
you will be stripped of all ability and given a simple weapon. You are forewarned. Oh, and good day to you as well, ma'am. He tips his hat to your sword. He leaves.
It's my lady.
Milady.
My
All
son.
right. with that, we will take
I think
tonight's
that guy
break.
is an asshole.
Maybe a little bit. He has 6 names. What do you mean?
The second one is Bartholomew.
Barth?
Very
Yeah, it's
presumptuous.
Why not
So-
Bartholomew?
Because I knew it would irritate at least one of you. That's why.
Pisses me off.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back in a little bit. Quintoris has left, along with Kip.
Did I get a copy of the notes that he took
Yep.
during my...
He made sure everybody got a copy of everyone's statements.
That was a good job, Thea. Good job.
Yeah, she's a better lawyer than you two,
I'm not a lawyer.
said the DM
Not a lawyer.
to the players. All right, what are you guys doing? Math is apparently as a friend who's barred in Abyssal law, so
And do you think this party's wrapping up? I saw a couple of the kobolds passing out after eating too many chickens.
Yes, we need to get some sleep.
Yes.
you can sleep in here. It's open for 24 hours, but remember your trial's in the morning.
What time is it in Amman?
It's around 9 p.m.
Would it be weird for me to go by the winery?
It's a little late.
I would say we probably gotta wait for the lawyer guy to get here so we can brief him on everything.
I'll be waiting up for him.
Are you going to shut down the magical mansion?
There's
I guess it wouldn't hurt as a private place to talk.
There's a lot of people passed out in here too. I think we can just leave it up, let them
Yeah.
make their way out throughout the night.
Make their way.
I would like to walk the path that Kippy walked and make sure that he didn't leave anything or any bugs or anything. Can I
Make an
investigate?
investigation check.
Get out of it.
Birdie just wants something on her head, man.
24.
24. Seems to be on the up and up. He doesn't really think... It appears that if he were to do anything underhanded, it would jeopardize the trial more than if he just did his job at this point for this one, so...
He's a demon, so you never know.
He thinks he has it all figured out.
Alright. So, is anyone going to try and get a long rest, or are they just going to stay up with Zygon?
I'll stay up with Zygon and try to get a long rest.
Okay.
I'm also gonna do that.
I mean,
have
Thea
to
can probably do it pretty easily.
It's only 9.
I just want a short rest myself, but
Alright.
is there a time difference between the Abyss and our realm?
There is a slight time dilation. What could take a week in the Abyss could be seconds on the Prime Material Plane because, they torture souls down there sometimes. So they want to stretch that out as much as possible.
Which is good for us.
Like as far as the start time of the trial.
Oh,
to
1 to
our
1.
morning.
1 to 1. Yeah. They're tracking when to start the trial based off the Prime Material Plane, so morning where you are is when the trial will start in the Abyss. But when you get back from the Abyss, it could be like a few minutes later, it could be a few days. It depends on how the dilation works. Alright. You guys stay up for an hour. 2. 3.
Where is this guy?
You eventually, Anzu, detect a knock at the magical door.
I will open the magical door.
Alright. So, as it opens, you see a short human man with kind of curly black hair, wearing what looks like a very, threadbare suit with a trench coat over it. You see he's carrying a small briefcase. Looks to be human, in his mid to late 50s, maybe even early 60s. A little bit hard to tell. You see he's got a cigar in his other hand. And he's Brady's the only one catching on to this. He's kind of looking around. He's looking at the door frame. He says, That's some pretty nice craftsmanship you got there.
Oh no.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Callum Bow.
Callum.
Oh, God.
Callum Bow, that's his name.
Okay. I like my odds.
I received word from my friend Mathis that you were in a little bit of a pickle. Am I allowed in? I'm sorry, I sometimes.
Oh yes, of course.
yes.
Come on.
This is lovely craftsmanship, by the way. I need to get the name of your number. You know, Mrs. Bow, she's always asking me to remodel the house.
Oh yes, of course I could, help you out if you ever need someone to give you some ideas.
Oh, that'd be very nice of you, sir. Very nice. So, who's, you see he's got it written on his hand. Is Zygon? Lovely to meet you, Sir Callum Bow. Shakes your hand. He's about 5'6", I would say. You know, he's a shorter dude, shorter human. So, before we get
Appreciate
started,
you coming with such haste.
well, you know, I was working on a murder trial a few towns over, you know. But when Mathis calls, you answer. You know, back a few years ago, he and I were working this case. And, you know, he came over. We had a lovely meal. I made it, of course, because Mrs. Bow, she's a lot of things, but she's not a great cook. Anyway, so we had this great meal. It was wonderful. Me and Mathis reminiscing. And I gave him this case, and, you know, he cracked it quick. I don't know. But, you know, I miss things sometimes.
Uh-oh.
Do you have your contract?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Give it to him.
Let me just take a look at this. Oh, I love the eye patch, by the way. It makes your face look great.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That gives me a little character.
You know, Mrs. Bow says I need to change up my style, you know, get with the times, but that's just something, you know. Well, so you had a contract with two of the princes of the Abyss.
Yep.
Okay. And then they took your memories, put it inside the statuette. Do you have the statuette?
Do I have it, or was it destroyed?
I'm asking you, sir. I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm asking Jacob.
Oh, I think it got destroyed, didn't it?
I don't know if
I
it
think
did.
so.
Did it?
I don't know.
If I have my memories, then it had to be destroyed, right?
Or at least it has been destroyed because of him getting his memories back.
I don't specifically remember anything about the statue doing anything. We just went through his memories in that dungeon, and then Inalu revealed everything.
Went through a dungeon. You see he's taking notes on a small little notepad, little flip pad. Went through dungeon. Now, when you say a dungeon, are we talking like whips, chains, all the shebang?
You could say that in a way.
Interesting.
Water tanks, demons.
Cursed land.
You know, Mrs. Bow, she sometimes likes to be a little adventurous, and she said that maybe we should try. Anyway, that's not. I'm sorry. I take tangents. So the vessel, as it is defined in the contract, is gone. To our knowledge.
Appears to be.
Okay. Gain information on group called the Five. Do we know who the Five is?
We have an assumption.
Isn't that a group of singers?
We have
the Five. What do they sing?
Assumption.
Does anybody remember the song? Oh. Recruit and train potential heroes for the coming calamity. Oh, holy smokes, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled.
So, have you recruited heroes? Heroes isn't defined either, too. I'd like to point that out.
Several folks. We have an entire guild of people.
Okay, and is this the great craftsmanship? Is this the guild hall? Is this your permanent residence?
Yes, yes.
This is
Yes.
All right. So who have you trained? Because we might need to call them to stand and talk about it.
well, I've taken Animus over here under my wing. We've got Soph. We've got several people that we've
And
trained around
these
the
would reflect
bar.
good on your character, because I am given to believe that an Archfey is overseeing the trial.
Yes. And yes, I believe so. We have a copy of all their statements.
I am his first mate, but I did not make a statement. Instead,
Now, is this first mate in the sense of
life.
ships or
In
in the
life.
sense of partner? Because that does make a difference, and I do not judge.
in life and as my captain.
So you are a couple.
Yes.
I need you to be very honest with me right now.
We're not married. No.
We're not a couple.
We're not a couple.
Not a couple.
He is
No,
married.
not romantically.
So it's more of a captain and
Yes.
officer. Okay.
Correct.
I would consider that training. Locate and identify the world's souls. Okay, there's multiple souls. And do you know who these world souls are?
We have an assumption.
Some of them.
Okay. Abyssal. First of all, Abyssal's not in quotation marks here. Secondly, world soul is in quotation marks, but is not defined as to what a world soul is. This is a very shoddy contract.
That's what Anzu has all these notes on this. He's
I said the same thing. Exactly.
Are you a lawyer?
Yes, of course.
Where'd you go to school?
Cobalt Conservatory.
That's not a recognized school by the Taldore Bar.
You may need to
Oh,
sign
it
him
is. It's
as an
very
apprentice to
recent.
you or something.
Very
I'm not
recent.
gonna do that. That besmirches my character, and we're gonna stay
Highly.
above board.
Quite recent.
No offense to you, sir. I'm sorry if I spoke out of turn. My apologies. Anyway,
That leads to a quick question
so
I have.
do you know who? Let's save questions till the end.
Okay.
Do you know who the Abyssal World Soul is?
I have a hunch, but
You have a hunch?
nothing confirmed.
Okay, if you would like, we can discuss that at a later date as to preserve attorney-client privilege.
All right, I'm into that.
Okay. And then deliver the Abyssal World Soul to Party A, who is the demon, the princes, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
did not
funny.
do that. But if I'm right about it, I could do that.
The Prince of Pleasure. You know, where do they come up with these names? I mean. Anyway, okay, failure to accomplish directives. Okay, we got 5 whole directives here. That's a lot of directives. Outline in a timely manner or any attempt to disobey any directives will result in termination of contract and reclamation of the vessel. They can no longer reclaim the vessel because the vessel is destroyed to all knowledge. All powers granted by power B, we strip given to the bounty of 100 souls. You're worth 100 souls? I've worked a lot of cases. I've never seen 100 souls.
The eye patch.
That adds at least 20. Managed with the assistance of non-biased. Did you record? Okay, so we're doing a breach of contract, right?
Yeah, it would appear so.
All right. So, did you have a non-biased arbiter oversee your transfer of contract?
I mean, Thea's not too fond of me. And she was there.
That means that she is biased. If she's not fond of you.
Right.
You know,
right.
Mrs. Colombo, she says that she can talk to her. She works with a lady called Janice. I think she's a sweet lady, but Mrs. Colombo doesn't like her. You know, I say, honey, maybe you should invite her out to lunch and get to know her. And Mrs. Bo says, no. I'm like,
I think I've heard Anzu say that he could take or leave me before.
ooh. Yeah, I'm sensing a lot of hostility. I'm not trying to bring that up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Back to the contract. All right, and who is your new contract with?
I'm having a midnight snack. I had to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Big day tomorrow. Need my strength.
Sometimes I keep, oranges. Steve starts to peel an orange. Cigar still in hand. He has the peel. He kind of holds it out. Puts it back in his pocket.
What's this old girl's name? I have it written down.
Are you trying to remember what your sword's name is?
Yeah. I'll just pull the sword out. Be like, she's right here.
Oh. Oh, that is a beautiful sword, sir. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, does this sword speak?
It can.
I've seen a few talking swords in my day.
No.
All right. Well, sword, madam, however you wish to be, you may be called to testify. I'm gonna try and not allow that, but Alright, so henceforth known as Party C contract is set to auto-terminate on completion of directives, or if Party A deems services are no longer needed, required, or upon Party B's untimely demise. We could just kill you. I was just kidding. Or extra plan or relocation of a period longer than 90 prime material days. Well, we can't do that.
If we had more time, we thought about it.
Okay. Well, I see a few legal loopholes here. I see a few ways this case could be broken wide open. Now, Mr. Anzu, do you have your legal notes?
Yes, but they're stashed.
I will require those, please.
Yes.
Now, before we go any further, I'll discuss fees. 0. I hate the princes. Mrs. Bow says, give him a chance. I say, no way. This is my Janice.
I like this guy.
Now, is anyone else here linked to any other extraplanar deities or demonic/devilish forces? Alright, we can get you immunity from the stand. Complete, utter immunity.
Does that mean we can also maybe write me off as not being a lawyer so that doesn't hurt the case?
Oh, I didn't consider you a lawyer. I'm sure he didn't either.
Okay, that's good. That's good, yep.
Alright, so we got you taken care of. What about you, very tall man with the horns? No?
I am squeaky clean.
Well, I'm Callum Bow. Nice to meet you, Squeaky.
Nice to
Shake
meet
your
you.
hand.
I like this
Actually,
guy.
Mister, I am affiliated with an archfey. Due to the judge being
Is she
an
your
archfey.
wife or patron?
Yes.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to not lie to me.
No, she has direct access to the guild hall.
That does not mean she is your patron. That means she is a patron.
I think we're quite good friends. Known each other for hundreds of years.
They're not
He
bad.
turns over to you, Zagon. This one's gonna be a problem.
He's tricky. He's slippery. That's why I hired him first.
I am.
That's not good.
They call him Old Slippery Zook. Slippery
Old
Ziggy
Ziggy
Zook.
All right.
is what they called me.
Slippery
So
Ziggy
I
Zook.
need your legal notes, and I need Zygon and I to have a private room where we can discuss things more openly. But I think I can get you out of this.
One other pretty important piece of information is that
Excuse me.
he didn't see his contract to its full extent until like this week.
See his eyes go big. You're telling me you didn't see your contract until how many days ago?
Oh,
To
2 days.
2. 2 days. And they put the trial tomorrow, which means 3 days from discovery to trial.
Right.
which is crazy because
I'm
he's
going to tell you right now, the princes have a lot of sway in the Abyss. They literally run the place.
We're gonna change a venue.
Maybe I can file for it if you like. Where would you prefer? Where's somewhere you've never been?
Saigon,
We're
we
not
need
doing
the
the
Abyss.
Shadowfell. I had a bad vacation there.
Saigon, we do need the Abyss. The Baylor.
Okay, never mind. We'll stick
What
with
was that?
What?
What was that?
Separate thing. Has nothing to do with the trial.
Separate-
No, I need to know what you're.
It's a one-stop shop while
It's
we're
We're
a-
gonna
down there.
slaughter
Just-
someone before we leave,
Yeah, we
but
need to
that's
kill
after.
someone.
You're going to kill someone before you.
After we clear my name.
No,
Yeah.
no. It'll be completely separate for the trial. Don't worry. Won't be before the trial.
Can we
But
keep
they
you
will
on
be
the-
dead, so don't worry about them.
Mathis is gonna owe me big for this. Alright, so just to be clear, do not ever admit to attempting or planning to murder anyone to me. Good?
To be fair,
Oh,
it's
we have
self-defense.
privileges, but understood.
Ma'am, it's nice to meet you. Cowumbo.
Nice to
Shake your
meet
hand.
you.
And are you what is your relation to Mr. Zagon?
Associate.
Associate. Okay. See, this one's got a good head on her shoulders. You know,
Wouldn't
if you
say
need
friend.
work after this, and he hands you a card.
Good to know. Like to explore my options. I just have a question since you said you could get me immunity from the stand. What if I already did speak to them?
We can get it thrown out.
I love that.
I'll get it thrown out. Easy. On
Fantastic.
grounds that you have a vested interest in seeing all of those associated with demons is easy. You, he points to Animus.
Well,
You said you also had an affiliation with a deity, demon, or devilish force?
2, actually.
2.
Yes. I currently have a contract.
Please explain the 2.
One of mine was a contract in order to make sure we didn't get killed by a Baylor a couple years back. So I have a contract with him. He's a Baylor of the Abyss.
Do you have a name for this Baylor?
No. He never was...
Lovely. Okay, next one.
The Raven Queen.
The Raven Queen.
Technically, she does not give me powers directly, though I am...
Then that one gets thrown out. No.
Okay, well, the Baylor then.
Are you a cleric?
No.
Never mind. So you're a warlock.
Yes.
Oh, a Baylor.
Yes.
Is this Baylor affiliated with either of the princes?
Yes.
This is things you need to tell me initially. Continue.
I technically tried and you said wait till the end.
Well, this is the end. Continue.
I believe he is a general of Fraza Blue.
Okay.
From
I think I can get your testimony thrown out because you are associated with a member of the prosecution.
From what Zygon and I have heard from both the Baylor and Fraz over a year
Hang
and
on.
a half, they're at
I need
war.
you. I can't get you thrown out. I can't. You're gonna have to testify.
But I'm still technically notarized as with a lawyer degree.
Any lawyer worth their salt is gonna be able to throw that out immediately. You. Who's the prosecutor?
His name's Kepi.
Something
I don't know this. I don't know.
He's got about 6 names. One of them is
Quintaris.
Bartholomew.
Quintaris Bartholomew Esquire.
Oh, he's good. When he was alive, there was a mining accident in Craghammer, and he got the dude who owned the mine off. He's good.
He has a lot of questions that have nothing to do with the contract, though.
Oh, they don't care about any of that. They care about his character. If they can prove that he somehow didn't behave in a way that is becoming of a warlock, they're gonna.
I feel like every way he behaved was that of a warlock.
Yeah, you
We
almost,
might have to say that on a stand.
you
Remember
almost
that?
don't want Thea's statement drawn out. 'Cause
Do you have a copy of your statement?
Mm-hmm.
May I see it, please?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why are you still here? You clearly don't like this guy.
it's becoming mutual.
A mutual dislike.
There was a desire to see some good in him for a long time.
He's good.
Oh, I mean, he seems fine.
I don't care.
Not
as
to
much.
assume. I'm not gonna assume anything. I apologize.
Recently turned a new leaf.
Okay, we can bring that up on trial. They're most likely going to try and get you on the stand. Do you want to testify in your own defense? No. Okay, we will.
I mean, I will. I will if I must.
We'll see on the day.
I have a way with words sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
If you think they're going to call me to the stand, would a statement asked by you be a good thing to have ahead of time, or would it just be wait and see if they actually call me to the stand?
Well, if they call you to the stand, do you know how this works?
I've got a lawyer to... No.
Okay. If they call you to the stand, they get to question you first, which is better for us, and then I get to question you second as the defense. So if I call you, they can poke holes in things that you say to me and then to them. But it works both ways. If you get called by them, I can then say, well, look at all of this. So, we're going to leave it up to them. I anticipate they do call you, though. I anticipate they call all of you, except I'm going to get this lovely lady's testimony thrown out.
Thanks.
I thought you said the testimony was good.
It's pretty good. I could also see how it could show that Zygon didn't actually care about the people he recruited, so he was not doing his job for the potential heroes for the coming calamity because he was willing to throw one of them away because they phallically destroyed a sandcastle. Well, that's a story I'll have to tell Mrs. Bow.
Phallically, yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Is there any more information that I need to know? And please do not hide anything except for any crimes committed or pre-planned.
Zygon and I are supposed to kill each other.
I might be able to work with that.
Ordered by Fraz.
They're going to bring that up.
And by
They're
the
going to
Baylor.
100% bring that up. Just so you know.
His name is on my arm.
See, his
It's the
cigar
contract.
is now gone.
He has
Do you have
also
a-
touched my eggs.
Mr. Zug,
They're very nice eggs.
They
I
are
mean this with all due respect. As a man of your station,
brilliant man.
this is very serious.
He's a brilliant man.
Well,
You're gonna want
I've
him.
never
You're gonna want
seen-
him there with you. Don't worry. He's gonna be great.
I want him nowhere near, but they're gonna call him anyway.
Which means you keep him close.
No.
It's like I'm talking to two of the same guy over here. Great lawyers.
Great
I'm
lawyers.
trying to think of the shittiest moments Zygon's has, so this guy knows what to do.
I do have one that immediately came to mind.
Okay, do you want to
What's
discuss
the-
this in front of the group, or do you want to discuss it as private counsel?
Is it the water
Oh,
bottle?
maybe private counsel in case they get called back to
Oh.
the stand.
No, let's
Yeah,
not talk about
yeah,
the water
that was the
bottle.
one.
No,
I guess we
no.
can talk about it now.
No, that
The
probably
water bottle.
that probably clears us.
A water
Yeah.
bottle.
That was Warlock-esque, right?
That was Warlock-esque.
Well,
Very
different
mean.
warlocks for different. Please elaborate.
Oh, there was a... I don't even remember fully what happened. It was so long ago.
Was it
Oh.
We were on our way to fight to kill a blue dragon.
town.
Thea remembers it very well.
There
I was going to say, yeah.
We were
Okay.
in the desert
was a ravaged town.
where there is very little water,
As most deserts are, yes.
and we came to this town outside of the blue dragon's lair.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked in. You know, we needed to go kill the dragon. They were doing fine.
To help the
Obviously,
townsfolk.
Mm-hmm.
you know, we were doing them a favor, but they decided to rub it in and be like, "Well, we're doing you a favor. You guys should pay us all this money. You guys should pay us all this money, and also look at all this water we have, because he has one of those jugs that can make any liquid."
Mrs. Bow has been asking for one of those.
Might
for
I
the
add,
longest
Very
time.
a infinite
Very
amount
nice.
of liquid.
Lovely.
And so he then took that, and I don't remember if you just dumped it all out. I think that's what he did, right
in front of them.
just to
Oh,
be an asshole.
Mr. Zygon, that is Very.
And then I also turned into my skeletal form and might have scared him a little.
Oh, they. May I see the witness list?
I'll hand over the witness list.
They called at least 6 people that saw that.
Oh boy.
It's
Oh,
There's got to be people we've helped though.
so many. We actually helped those people.
The fucking, the dog people. Remember when we saved the whole village from them?
The Knoll?
Yeah, the Knolls.
We did.
Dog
We saved
people.
the village from Knolls. We saved a lot of people. Zygon being part of that.
And
I
was
would
this
also-
in furtherance of finding the Abyssal World Soul?
He didn't know about that.
Let us onto the journey. Yeah, without me even knowing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So through your adventures, you discovered World Souls.
Mhm.
Zygon, might I add, has also helped me bring back my wife from the dead.
Yes.
Well, that probably shouldn't
fight.
bring that up.
In the coming conflict.
And my
Sacrificed myself to save children.
When?
It says here you also looted the.
His family.
Mr. Lochnar does not
Took a
speak
sword
very
to the
highly of you. He
chest.
says you looted a dead child.
They were dead.
They were
Well,
dead.
that's desecration
Long
of
dead.
corpse. I
Long
don't know
dead,
what to tell you.
and
We've turned a new leaf.
you know, I needed supplies to hunt down this world soul. What am I
We've-
supposed to do?
We've turned a new leaf.
You think a sleeping child? A sleeping dead child.
Oh, hold on,
Oh,
guys.
was he asleep or was he dead? All right,
He was in bed.
Dead.
Dead.
In his pajamas.
dead.
Anyways, from
I am
there,
so glad I can have your testimony thrown out because it seems like you're their smoking gun. This.
Yeah, probably.
Cool. Also, this Mr. Lochnar does not speak very highly of you. But it also
he's
says that he
also-
hasn't
He's a
interacted with
drunk.
you in a foreseeable amount of time, whatever that means.
It's been at least 6 months, if not longer. I don't remember. But he's also drunk all the time too.
The
Unreliable.
Abyss doesn't care about that.
the world soul thing also just
He
shouldn't
eats children
matter.
too. So
Because
Mm.
once again,
used
he only
to.
saw his.
And yet he
contract
draws
2
the
days
line
ago.
at looting corpses of children. Interesting.
I was as
Interesting.
perplexed
should
as
bring
you.
that up. Interesting.
He did overreact a bit. I didn't think it was great, but I do think he.
All right.
overreacted.
Is there a room that Mr. Zygon and I can discuss privately?
There is a sauna just over
Mm-hmm.
here.
Oh no, I can.
There's a room under the
Schwitz
Oh
pool.
wait, are we
It's
back
very
at
bad
the?
for
Are we
me.
back at the guild hall?
No, we're still in the mansion.
Okay.
Is there like a room within the guild hall that is magically warded and protected?
There's one under the pool.
Oh. You know, Mrs. Bow wants us to install a pool. But I'm worried that, you know, with how much I work, I'm not going to be able to make it clean. You know, Mrs. Bow, she's great at so many things. She's a writer. She does pottery. But, you know, cleaning and cooking, not her thing. But I enjoy it. It's a way I calm down.
Well,
That
if
sounds
you,
like a wonderful match.
if you use that room, Garnash did mention he was going to do a late night swim when no one else was around. So just a heads up.
And this is okay. Well, I mean, I'm the guest here. Wherever you want to go, Mr. Zygon.
Oh, let's go into the pool. It's got a view.
Okay. So you guys go down there. Well, as you're leaving, he's looking at me. He's, one more thing. So, would you consider yourselves heroes?
Yes.
I feel like
I'm
we
getting
tried.
a lot of no's and a lot of yeses.
Unsung heroes.
This guy needs to
Accomplished
be
good.
presumed dead before the trial.
Accomplish good deeds for a
That
price.
could be easy.
Okay. All right. Thank you all for your time. It's lovely meeting you. I suggest you get some rest, because this guy is gonna be a viper.
I'll bring the anti-venom.
I'm serious. If something happens to him, I don't know.
That can be arranged.
He's
So
gonna be
Zygon,
Great
you
number
and-
2.
you and Callum go down into the the secret office room underneath the pool. All right. I need you to be 100% honest with me. Why? What was the reason for you accepting a contract like this?
My family was threatened.
Your family was threatened by... Define that for... Elaborate on that.
There was a man sitting on my porch, making menacing statements about my daughter who was playing just over the way.
I do know who this man was.
I just know that he represented... Was it Grazit in human form?
Was it... I mean, with these names. Grazit, the Prince of Pleasure.
I believe so. I believe it to be yes.
So he came to you guised in a human form, starts making threats to your daughter, and then you signed a contract with him.
Yeah, to save her. Yeah.
Okay. And where does the Mr. Frazzleblue come into the picture?
Not entirely sure. He was the one that gave me my powers, from what I understood, and he's the one that spoke to me.
So he was the
last years.
powers, the other was a contract, and then bada bing, bada boom, you meet this lovely lady named Inalu.
Well, family, turns out.
Family, okay. Well, we might be able to say that she can't testify either, but we probably wanted to. Ma'am, he looks down at the sword. Sword. You see Inalu's figure kind of emerges, and you see the sword becomes the chest piece of her armor. Hello, yes. Ma'am, first of all, you're a vision. Secondly, did you knowingly give Zygon his new powers? She says, yes, Zygon is one of my descendants, actually the only one left. And I believe in order to help with the coming calamity, he needed to be reunited with his true self. He says, okay. So, did you have a non-biased arbiter oversee this contract transfer? See, Inalu kind of gets a little flushed. It was a very spur-of-the-moment thing. No. Okay, I see. But you believe that by helping Zygon, you further the contract of recruiting, training, potential heroes, doing all of it. She says, yes, I believe that Zygon is stronger for it. He said, okay. Now this says that the contract is technically, like, the terms of it are technically still in effect. So Zygon here needs to still find the Abyssal World Soul and bring it to the Abyss. Okay. And I've read a few of these statements. We'll say it's been a few hours since he's gotten here. After reading a few of these statements, you've encountered a few World Souls. And if I'm not mistaken, all of them are of the Kinku species. Okay.
Yes.
And now, not to sound like a hypocrite or like I'm doing any profiling here, do we know if your associate Animus is a World Soul or not?
We don't know, but that was my hunch.
That's your hunch.
I'm about to technically bring him to the Abyss.
That's your hunch.
Brady, technically it says deliver the Abyssal World Soul to Party A, which is now Inalu. Which we already talked about that ahead of time.
So, Party A is referred to as Grazit and Fraz. And then Inalu is Party C. Just to clarify, even if she takes on the contract, it specifies that you have to deliver them to Party A.
Oh, shit.
So, you know.
Which I might be fulfilling.
Maybe. We'd have to have evidence. Do you know of a way to detect who is whose World Soul and all that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I think I know a guy who might be able to help. It doesn't say what they're gonna do with the Abyssal World Soul either, so, you know, if it is your associate, we might not want to admit that.
Agreed.
Alright, well,
We cannot. It would be.
I'm gonna review the documentation here. I suggest you get some rest. Is there anything else you need to tell me before we reconvene in the morning?
Oh, just that I appreciate your help.
Well, I appreciate being able to stuff a contract down some demon princes' throats. All right, have a good night. I'm gonna. Ooh, this is a lot of testimony. I'm gonna have to call Mrs. Bow and tell her I won't be home. All right, have a good night.
Good night.
And that will be where we end tonight's session.
Damn. I'm gonna get fucking killed, man. I'm gonna die. I'm dead.
Thank you all so much for watching. Happy New Year to all those who observe.
Whoop.
And we hope to see you next week.
You know, when this comes out in March.
For some new Dungeons and Dragons and a conclusion to our Law and Order arc.
How do you not observe New Year's? They're like, it's
Chinese New Year.
Yeah, different cultures' New Year's.
There's also the Jewish calendar.
That's fair. I was just like, pretend
Or
it's still
someone who just
2022.
doesn't believe in the calendar. That
Yeah.
Time is just
Or is
time is just a
calendar for the
line.
Mayans.
Time is
Well,
just
it
a
ended in
line that we're
2012.
on, and you don't listen to
you're right.
calendars.
You don't
But
listen
anyway,
to calendars.
Yeah, no.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope to see you next week.